What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Heart of the 50 States. I am QB, Quietly Brilliant. You know me. I give a shout out to my sponsors first and always Industry Sounds and Midwest Lavish for keeping me fresh. Today I have a special guest. It's a person who I wasn't expecting to see this soon or this early because she's on the go and she no longer stays in the town with us. But that don't mean she ain't working. Love Mae C.
Yes.
Welcome to the Heart of the
What's
50
up?
States.
What's up?
What's-
Thank you for having me.
I know. I'm glad you stopped by while you was here so we can chop for a little minute
Yeah.
so the people can get to know you. I feel like people in Kansas City know you pretty well already, but the audience that don't,
Mhm.
let's chop it up and give
Yeah.
them a little. So what I'll do is I always give my guests a chance to describe to the people who they are.
Okay.
So the floor is yours first, and then we'll go from there.
So I'm a singer songwriter from Kansas City originally. Right now I'm out in LA working. I work with a lot of people with my music right now. But a little bit about me is, I'm fun. I love music. I really like collaborating with other people and just having fun. I love community, and I believe that the dream work, the dream works because the team works.
Facts.
So yeah, that's just a little rundown about me.
Okay. You had a nice run here before you moved to California.
hmm
What made you pick up and take that move or that jump?
I believe that just wanting to get out there. Originally, like that was something that was always on my mind. Like that was like a question that came up when I first started putting out music. Like, where do I want to go? And at first, I wanted to go to the East Coast, just because that's just more my style. But I don't know, something in the West Coast just kept calling my name. And I honestly, if I were to choose, if I said that it was my choice to move, I would say it really wasn't because I was okay with just being here. I love my town, I love my people, and but I really felt like God just like picked me up and told me to leave and just
Yeah,
go.
and I believe you when you say that because he's done that with me here
hmm
recently as far as a job. Like, boy,
Yeah,
get your ass out of that
yeah,
job and go chase your dream.
yeah,
So I know that voice that you're talking about.
yeah.
It took me a while to listen. I probably
Mhm.
stayed a couple more years than I should have.
Right,
I
right.
should have been on my grind, but I got it right.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It takes its time, but it's always the right time.
yeah. How would you describe the music that you make?
It's very me. But if I were tell the industry, I would say it's jazz, neo soul, R&B. Um, I just I grew up listening to most of everything.
Hmm.
But when I write, it's what comes from the heart. What we end up creating ends up like being like smooth jazz, R&B, and then we just I feel like I take it to just how I want it to feel, how I want it to. So it's hard to like really categorize my music as far as like, oh well, you sound like neo soul, and I'm like, or release, and you're like under the R&B category, because music is just I just believe like the sound of music has become more diverse, and
Yeah.
just you know the way we're categorizing different sounds, and so I believe it can go a lot of different places, but yeah, that's that's how I explain it.
Okay, and you was here for a couple of days. Was you here working on any special projects
Yeah,
or
I
can you
was.
talk about them? Let's.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about being independent artist is that you can do your own thing. So in well, I did come out here to visit family and work on some stuff. We got to go into the lab, me and Mab, today and the other day. And just wrapping up this song that I'm working on. To release here soon.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I can really disclose the date, because I'm just going with the timing. But I'm really excited about it. This is my first release in LA. And
Okay.
so, and I think that's the pressure is just like I want to make sure that it's good, and it's what I want it to be, and something that I can really take somewhere visually too. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you were a perfectionist. Because only reason why I asked that because I came in on you recording and I
yeah,
heard you do the same part. Listen, y'all, she ain't in there just saying, "Okay, fuck it, that's good enough." I seen this girl do the same part at least 10 to 15 times until she felt like it was right.
and this is after how many studio sessions too. So it's been plenty of more times, but it's just like trying to get it to where you feel comfortable with releasing. As an artist, you're already conscious
Mhm.
about what people are hearing, what are they receiving from you, and it's just like do I want to put out something that's like when I listen to it, I'm like, I want to turn it off, or is it something that I'm like, all right, after it's done, like it's
That's
up to you, like.
it.
You let me know because I'm cool with it at this point, and so that's where I'm like I really chase down in the studio is like getting to that point of not necessarily perfection, but just where I'm happy about what I put out.
Yeah, so I went back into your music a little bit, me and my wife, and
Nice.
it made me. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew what kind of music you made, and we
Hmm.
ended up with bottles of wine, just sitting in the bed,
Oh, turn up.
chilling. Yeah. So that's the kind of music you make, and I feel like we don't really have that kind of music as much as we should anymore.
Mhm.
For instance, we was riding in the car, and a Dream song came on.
Yeah.
We don't have stuff like that no more.
Yeah.
And when we heard it's just like
Yeah.
Scorpio season,
Yeah.
or No Limit TC. It's
Mhm.
like a breath of fresh air
Yeah.
when we do get those love songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And real authentic music. You know,
I
it's
appreciate that.
refreshing. You
Yeah.
don't know because especially coming from Kansas City because we're known for the hardcore gangster mob
Yeah.
music, and
You
then
know.
there's Love Mae C. You know what
Hey, just to let you know here.
and I remember seeing I've seen you perform maybe once or twice at the Juke House,
Mhm.
but I never got into it or never was able to get close enough to you to talk to you and be
Yeah.
like, girl, you do your thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I knew it then, but this last week of when Mab, we talked about this about a week ago,
Mhm.
and Mab was like, well, she's coming. And I was like, well, fuck, I need to listen to
Line it
get a
up. Yeah.
clue of kind of more of
Yeah.
who she is. So I went into like a deep dive,
Mhm.
and oh man, you are. Let me just name some of the things that you've done
Turn up.
here.
Yeah.
Euphoria TV, Fresh Prince of Bel Air series, teaching from studio to radio, opening up for big hip hop names, Tank, Avant,
Yeah.
moving to Cali. You busy.
We've been working. We've been working. Honestly, it's been a blessing, like to just have those opportunities to, you know, do these things. Like, I get to wake up and I get to go make music. I'm given music to give music. And so I'm just like, to be able to just use that ability, like, it's fun. And I'm
hmm
very grateful. And just moving out to LA, like, showed me how much I really love to do what I do. Because I just feel like even in this season that I'm in right now, like I feel like I'm sitting for a little bit while creating, while listening, while
Yeah.
like, what am I supposed to do? What's the next move? Because LA is, I wouldn't even say like, oh, it's so hard because it's so open at the same time.
hmm
Like it's really how much you really want to show up, how much you really want, how much work you're willing to put in because you're gonna mess up,
Oh yeah, for
you're
sure.
going to make mistakes, and people are going to see it, and you're going to have to get up and you're going to have to keep going. And it's just like that's even what I'm even going through myself. Like, I I want to go to these performances. I want to show up. I want to, be Love Mae C. I want to do all these things, and then, you get there, you perform, and then it's just like, all right, what's next? And I'm like, it's one of those things. It's just you really have to find your space. You have to find your support systems in these places. I'm fortunate to just be able to have that support system just follow me where I've been going. Like I have producers that I've known since we've been out here that are out there, and so I have relationships with that. So things have been coming as a blessing, like with connection and just community.
And you're talented. Don't
And
sell yourself short.
truly, but it's just like that makes so much of a difference because like there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of people
facts.
going out there to do the same things as we are. And it's just, you really have to respect that because, and I was just telling somebody the other day, like iron sharpens iron for a reason. Like, and the reason why like the best are out there is because there's so many other good people that are striving for the same thing. So but and I think that's the cool thing because you get the best. Because when I tell you, it's been pushing me. And I'm like, you go in these rooms and you're just like, these people, like you've seen these people, and you're just like, sheesh, like you're competing with these people. You're face to face with these people, and it's just like that's the cool thing, but it's also the scary thing. And you're just like, but I can do it too, and I just gotta keep going. Like your chance will come. You just gotta keep going.
Facts.
You every year, at these Grammys, at these awards, you see something new come out, and it's very refreshing because that's how it feels out there. Like something with a spark is going to shine. Like you saw Duran Bernard just like turn up. You see Olivia
out of
D.
nowhere.
Yeah, like Olivia. And I've been watching. I was introduced to Duran a while ago.
My first time seeing him was with I think Erykah Badu.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we already know. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's really like your opportunities can come out of nowhere. And like you just, if you want it, you can have it. And it's just like you really have to you find your space. And those things, I think when you're chasing things, certain titles or whatever, but when things are for you, things will happen and the light will shine regardless of how many people it is and how many people it's not. And I when I say it, being out there has been such a breath of fresh air.
I bet. What do you miss the most from here?
Oh,
or do you miss anything? Or is it just family?
I miss my family, of course. But man, when I tell you, I miss my people. I really do. Like, I came back and I was like, just the healed version of me, just the growing version of me, just has been in and out of Kansas City lately. But just coming this weekend, I was just like, I miss hugging my people like all the time. I miss just like, being amongst, community. But this is also the same type of spaces I'm like engulfing myself in LA. And I was
Times
just
10 probably. There's always something going on probably.
that, but also it was very telling to myself, like, this is just who you've always been.
Yeah.
Like you were just this social butterfly. You just like to talk to people. You like music, and that's just it. And so I just, yeah.
And like I said, you're good at it. You're very talented. Have you written for any big artists? Have you gotten any of your songs out there?
No, and that's what like right now I'm working on. I have music that I'm releasing, and then also music that I just have in the books and stuff. And I'm like, man, especially the things that have been coming out and just where we're at right now. We're just getting into spaces where we are finding those connections, with other writers, other producers, and all that. And so eventually it's coming, but we're making our ways into the doors sooner than later.
You definitely are. And if you keep making the music that you are, it's gonna happen sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're getting to a time back to where people want to be in love.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I'm
and
tired of the sad. I don't
yeah,
want you to come over. I'm like, I get
yeah.
it.
Let
I get it.
me come over, do what we do, then leave. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly though, this Kalani folded. It
Yeah.
was like we on the edge. We almost there.
Yeah,
I was like, actually, that song is fire.
it
And
is. It is, and it will have you thinking about
right.
some. Yeah,
Like
she
please.
did her thing on there.
Yeah.
Um, I hear all the women playing it.
Oh
So
yeah.
if
On
you
repeat.
yeah, you drive through this Sunday.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, I was driving through the city, and almost every girl car.
You
You
can
know
hear
what I'm
that
saying?
song.
You hear that song,
That's
and,
that girl.
and she got a hit. She did her big one with that.
Yeah.
Who are some of your like favorite artists that mainstream industry wise that you've worked with?
I worked with Tech Nine.
Shout
I've
out Tech.
worked with I was on a song that oh what's his name? Russ?
Rod Ruckus.
No, Russ.
Uh,
Russ?
rapper Russ.
Yes. That he was on?
White dude.
Yes. Yes.
Armenian. Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking
I
about.
think I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you end up in songs and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah. We know that. We know how I go.
Yeah, but I think Tech is like he's like my first mainstream. And then I worked with some really cool rappers out in LA. This was before I knew that they were like super big, but Mosley or not what is his name?
Mozzie.
Not Mozzie.
Okay.
It was they were under Strange, but they were like a LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know anybody in LA that's strange for real.
it was honestly, it was like one of my favorite songs that I got to write with or write for. But yeah, I worked with some things, but sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I just write it and
You walk away.
I'm like, on to the next thing.
My money is
Right. No.
What's the weirdest thing that you've noticed about living in LA
Weirdest thing. Oof.
that you be like, oh, they would never in Kansas City?
You know, the thing that bothers me is that I'm just like, when are we gonna clean these streets? Like, for real. Like, I should not be stepping in a puddle that smells like the worst thing in the world. Like, this doesn't make any sense. That's the only thing that bothers me. And that's not everywhere. That's in certain places, like downtown, like more of the
Skid
city.
Row.
Yeah. Now, Skid Row is very sad. And honestly, I wouldn't even say those are weird to me because it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see. Like, and I work with kids too. And so, you know, when you're raising up kids and understand that this can be
Them later.
an option, like this happens, and you don't want to see your kids out there. You don't want to see anybody out there. And you see a lot of people with disabilities that cannot get around out there, that are homeless. It's sad because
And it is. The homeless camps down there are ridiculous. And it's crazy because we're like one of the richest countries.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we just there's no help for those people. And I feel sorry for them because now they're making it. I know here in Missouri, they'll take you to jail for being homeless now.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of stuff is going on that I just, that just doesn't make sense to me. And that's why, like, where I feel like I'm in place right now is just to focus on the community that I've been given and just try to do as best as I can to help somebody else get forward, because it's really hard out here. And just to see, people that get astray. And me and my mom were just talking about how, like, families do know that their loved ones, and there are times where their loved ones are really, fighting for them, but even that person might be going through something that they can't get themselves out of.
Yeah.
And that's another hard part about it. And so,
And then sometimes family don't look at it like you in as big as trouble as you are. and they'll kind of ignore it till it's too late. You know what
Where
I'm
you're
saying?
really out on the
Yeah.
street, yeah.
And then there ain't no help for you. You don't even want it at that point because I've been asking for help for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's a sad thing. We have it here,
Hmm.
and it's starting to bloom more, especially with our economy and shit
Right.
is going crazy. How's the prices out there? Do you drive out there? Because I know gas gotta be
Listen,
crazy.
I just bought some Advil for $3.99 here, and I was like, dang, I almost thought it was gonna be $7, $8, and it was literally just 6 tablets, and I was just like,
Wow, that's
I already, and that usually comes with like four. Yeah.
so. And you don't drive, so you haven't got the gas
No,
down.
unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately that I don't have to pay for gas, but it's honestly when I was driving, it wasn't that bad because I was also, I mean, I was working, so
So it didn't.
listen, I'm a hustler. I'm from
Yeah.
Kansas City. You're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna figure it out real quick. And so like, yeah, I was able to get to and from, but honestly, the transportation, I love it. It's easy
Yeah.
going. I take one bus to get to this bus, and then it takes me right down the highway. I ain't got to worry about traffic, and then I get a nice little walk to where I work.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is good. And I save gas. I have money in my bank account that I didn't have to spend on gas. And like it, yeah, I get everywhere where I need to. And I live in well, disclose
Yeah, I was
information.
about to say, hold on.
Hold on, like hold on.
Hold on.
But where I say it's pretty central.
Yeah.
And so I can go from Santa Monica to Long Beach all the way up to the valley down to, wherever.
And those will be different cultures
Mm.
everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
It's wide open out there. You might be in one place where the culture's this way here. You go over here, be like, well, they didn't do that over there.
Yeah.
Cali is very diverse.
It's very
Cali
diverse.
and New York is
Mhm.
very diverse. I think New York's a little bit more
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
than Cali, but definitely you can be on one block and go to the next block, and it's night and day. And
Very much so. Like right over the line. Yep.
have you ran any like friends, or have you started building your village there?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, just I've been able to really find good people, and just the support, the love, the friendships. I've been taking my time. I actually just started a class, a glutes camp.
Okay.
So, get with the girls, get with the
Get
ladies.
them glutes right.
Yes, yes, you gotta get with the ladies. And they have two coaches that, put together these classes. We have like one class a week. But it just starts off, just like community based, and you're meeting other people. Because I've been in the education spectrum, and then I've also been in the music space.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, I am a very, I have a lot of hobbies. I like a lot of things, and so, you know, athleticism is definitely up my alley. Like, please, anytime we can go on a hike, anytime we can go on a run, like, please call me. And so I just been doing that. So, I've been finding friends and people in all different places. I luckily have some really good friends that I'm like always around and with, and that if I ever need anything, they are always there.
Yeah.
And so, I've been truly blessed. I know everybody's story is not the same, but I literally have been blessed to be out there.
Yeah. And how long have you been out there?
For 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
When you left here, did you feel?
Oh my gosh.
Did you feel? I asked all the females this. I know how it is for the fellas, but did you feel a strong support from female to female? Like, did y'all push each other? I wonder this because I never see. We have a problem with sharing or supporting here, but sometimes it goes on behind the scenes where
for sure.
nobody sees it,
Right.
and that's fine too, just as long as you're supporting. Did you find any problems with getting support from other female artists?
From here?
Yeah, in the city.
No, not really. No, I like in what you were saying as far as like most of it happens behind the scenes. Like that's where it really is. And actually, if you go out into these Hollywood spaces, it's the same thing. Like
Mm.
tabloids say all these kinds the the craziest things, and really they're like best friends, and
Just be in the same rooms the
in
next
at the
tomorrow.
same time, but somebody said something that said something, and it just ended up on TMZ. But like, it really is like that. Like, of course, everybody has their issues. Everybody has whatever going on, but mostly, I've literally had good support system from Kansas City, especially from the ladies.
Yeah.
It's, and matter of fact, they were a bundle of joy to see yesterday at Soul Sessions.
I bet. I was
It was
wanting to
so
ask you if you
fun.
went to. So that's going to be one of my
and
questions.
did and did. It was so much fun. Like we got to see everybody perform.
Looked
And
like
just
they was live in there too last night.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I brought my mom with me. My
Okay.
mom was kicking it.
Who was dancing? I
And
seen a couple video clips. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, it was fun. I was really happy, and it was Quez's birthday celebration too.
Okay. Shout
And
out Quiz. Happy birthday,
yes,
boy.
Quez. And so yeah, it was just fun. It was really fun. The space was beautiful. That was my first time being there. So yeah,
Dope.
yeah.
I'm glad you came into town. I'm really glad that you did this and you came inside down. I know you on the time limit. Where we at? We'll go for a couple more minutes.
Oh yeah.
Um, if there's anybody out there that's looking at Love Mae C from the time that you started
Mhm.
to now, right? And they want to do exactly what I want to be. I Love Mae C, right?
Right.
What advice would you give them?
Um. Well, I would first of all tell them to be themselves.
Right.
Love Macy is, it's, we've all, been inspired by, and including me. Like I've been inspired by some greats, out there, and even just right here locally. And honestly, it's to be yourself. That's the best thing. And your talents, your personality, your character will will reveal itself to to your space, and it will also open doors for you. And to just work hard. If you're passionate about it, you actually have to put the work in. And you'll make mistakes. You're gonna fall. You're going to, forget things. But it's like you have to acknowledge your mistakes. You have to acknowledge where you want to be. Write those goals down, and just keep going. Just keep, striving for them.
Okay. Y'all heard her. So if you want to be a Love Mae C or be a perfectionist like she is, just stick to your goals. You know
Stick
what
to
I'm
your
saying?
goals.
Don't give up. And I don't do music, but I'm gonna take those same words and apply them to what I do. So you take those same words and apply them to whatever you do. It all works the same. I want to give you your flowers for first of all getting known here because it's so hard um, to get recognition here. I feel like they gave you yours quick, and but that speaks to your talent. It wasn't popularity. It was true grind.
Yeah, yeah.
And I respect that so much. So hats off to you uh, for being that person and believing in yourself. Especially these days, our women, our young women,
Mhm.
needs. I was saying this to Hermosa. They need women like y'all for a positive view
Right.
because they got so many of the other influence. We need a balance.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool to keep your clothes on.
Right.
It's cool to, be a
Yeah.
real woman or
Yeah.
or be a mother.
Mhm.
It's okay. And I think in this time and era, it gets kind of misconstrued.
Yeah.
Like I can just go pawn my kids off on somebody else or But no,
No, you have to take accountability
yeah,
for
like I
those
said,
things.
it's refreshing when I get women like y'all, and it's Women's Month. So I'm
Yes,
glad
and we're
the
in here.
last
Oh,
day, yeah.
hey.
So you my last interview. I think I've did what? How many women we've done? About 5 or 6. So you my last one. Today's
Nice.
the last day of Women's Month, and I got blessed with I Love Mae C. And I don't know why I call her that.
It's okay.
I've been saying that since I've known her name. Whenever they be like Love Mae C, I be like, yeah, I love Macy. But it's just me. But it is Love Mae C. Is any projects you working on? Anything you want to tell the people?
I am working on some music to be released soon.
Okay.
And yeah, just look forward to that. And keep supporting me, please.
Yeah, okay, if they want to book you
Yeah.
for music, a movie, or anything like that, how can they reach you?
They can reach out to lovemacy.com, lovemacyproductions@gmail.com, or they could just talk to me directly and we can connect from there.
You got Instagram?
Yep, you can follow me on
There you go.
Instagram
Give them
at
that Instagram.
she is Love Macy. She is LOVEMAEC.
Y'all heard her. Anything that you want to talk about that we didn't talk about before we get out of here?
I think we talked about some good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next time you come, we'll
We
have
can
more
talk
time.
about more.
Yeah, you on a time crunch. I wish we had more time because there's other things I want to get into.
No, yeah, you're good.
But I know you're busy, and your plane is leaving here shortly.
Yes,
So
we're about to fly out.
I know, and we'll miss you.
Yes,
You know,
I'll miss you guys too.
I got some fun facts that Mab gave me that I didn't get a chance to get to. But we'll
Okay.
get to them next time.
Yes,
and like I
absolutely.
said, thank you again for blessing my platform.
Thank you, Keith.
It's an honor. This has probably been one of my favorites.
Turn up.
Look at my smile on my face.
Aw.
It's just so energetic. The energy is crazy, y'all. I wish I was here to experience it. But yeah, get her in them rooms, get her on them hooks, get her on them songs.
Turn up.
Push
Let's
her.
keep
Like,
working.
comment, subscribe. I am Quality Brilliant with
Love Mae C.
and we straight from the heart of the 50 states. We out.